The Golden State Warriors stand at a crossroads. With the Western Conference becoming increasingly competitive, the franchise faces immense pressure to make a bold move before the trade deadline. According to Shams Charania, the Warriors have explored nearly every possible trade scenario, inquiring about stars such as Paul George, LeBron James, and Kevin Durant. This aggressive pursuit signals a deep urgency within the organization, a recognition that standing still is not an option. Missed opportunities and rising competition. The Warriors front office has been active in trade discussions, but they have missed out on several key opportunities. De'Aaron Fox's move to the San Antonio Spurs and Zach LaVine's trade to the Sacramento Kings have significantly strengthened two Western Conference rivals. These deals emphasize the importance of the Warriors making a significant move if they want to keep up with the evolving landscape of the NBA. The uncertainty surrounding Jimmy Butler. Initially, reports suggested that the Warriors had ended trade talks with Miami's Jimmy Butler due to his unwillingness to sign an extension. However, Anthony Slater recently clarified that the Warriors are still in the mix, with 3 days remaining before the trade deadline. Butler's elite two-way play and playoff experience make him an attractive option for Golden State, but securing him would require the right trade package and a long-term commitment from Butler himself. Revisiting Paul George trade talks. Paul George's name has resurfaced in Warriors trade discussions. Previously, Golden State refused to part with Jonathan Kuminga or Brandon Podziemski to acquire George. However, with George struggling in Philadelphia, the Warriors may reconsider their stance. If they can negotiate a favorable deal, adding George to the roster would provide much-needed scoring, defense, and veteran leadership. A potential three-team trade scenario. One intriguing possibility involves a three-team trade in which Butler heads to the Philadelphia 76ers, Paul George lands in Golden State, and Miami receives assets from the Warriors. This scenario would allow all parties to address their specific needs while keeping the Warriors in title contention. While complicated, a deal of this magnitude could redefine the Warriors' roster for the better. The urgency to make a move. The Warriors have been clear about their desire to remain competitive. With Steph Curry still performing at an elite level, the organization knows that wasting his prime years without making a serious championship push would be a massive mistake. For that reason, they are willing to trade almost anyone on the roster, except Curry, to improve their chances. Who's on the trade block? Several Warriors players have been floated in trade discussions. Among them, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green, Buddy Hield, Kyle Anderson, Gary Payton II, Moses Moody, and Kevin Looney are all potential trade chips. However, the biggest asset the Warriors could move is Jonathan Kuminga, whose upside makes him a highly desirable piece for rebuilding teams. If the Warriors decide to part with Kuminga, they could secure a superstar in return. Targeting younger stars. While many of Golden State's trade targets are established veterans, the team has also shown interest in younger, rising stars. Two names that have emerged are LaMelo Ball and Zion Williamson. Acquiring either player would require parting with young talent and valuable draft picks, but it could set the Warriors up for long-term success. LaMelo's playmaking and shooting would fit seamlessly into the Warriors' system, while Zion's dominance in the paint could provide a much-needed interior presence. Draft capital in play. The Warriors have 3 unprotected first-round picks, 2027, 2029, and 2030, available for trade. These assets are highly valuable, as they provide rebuilding teams with long-term stability. If Golden State chooses to include these picks in a deal, they could significantly increase their chances of landing a star player. With time running out before the deadline, the Warriors may wait until the last moment to finalize their moves. Dennis Schroeder's $13 million contract is expected to be a key trade piece, allowing the Warriors to match salaries in a major deal. Fans should stay tuned, as the Warriors front office remains aggressive in their pursuit of roster upgrades. The next few days will be critical for the Golden State Warriors. The front office's willingness to explore all options demonstrates their commitment to maximizing this championship window. Whether they secure a blockbuster trade or make incremental improvements, one thing is certain: the Warriors will not go down without a fight. Their legacy, their future, and their championship aspirations hang in the balance. And here's the key takeaway from the channel: delve into financial education to enhance your quality of life. Within the financial market, explore bonds and shares, particularly focusing on real estate investment trusts, which offer the potential for passive income. Engage with this responsibly and consider reputable investment brokerages worldwide. The Golden State Warriors stand at a pivotal juncture in their quest to maintain their championship pedigree. The urgency to make a game-changing trade has never been more pronounced as the team faces increasing competition in the Western Conference. With their core led by Steph Curry still playing at an elite level, the window to contend for another title is slowly narrowing. The Warriors front office, recognizing the challenge of standing pat while rivals bolster their rosters, has been aggressively pursuing trade opportunities. At the heart of the Warriors' situation is their ambition to stay relevant in the ever-changing landscape of the NBA. Historically, the franchise has built its success on making bold decisions and finding value in trades. The team's offensive style, based on spacing, shooting, and ball movement, has revolutionized the league, but that same approach is increasingly being challenged by teams that have adapted or excelled in different areas. The Western Conference, in particular, has become more competitive, with teams like the Denver Nuggets, Phoenix Suns, and now the Sacramento Kings all significantly improving. To keep up, the Warriors must address weaknesses and make the right moves before it's too late. The missed opportunities to secure key players such as De'Aaron Fox and Zach LaVine have only underscored the importance of not waiting too long to pull the trigger on a trade. While both players might not be with the Warriors now, the lessons from those missed deals can guide future decisions. The Warriors' ability to execute their vision for a championship contending roster depends on a calculated strategy that combines immediate upgrades with long-term stability. The frustration of seeing rivals improve has undoubtedly fueled the urgency inside the Warriors' front office. They know that making the wrong move could set them back, but standing still might be an even worse outcome. One player that has captured the Warriors' attention in recent discussions is Jimmy Butler. Butler's two-way impact and experience in high-pressure playoff situations make him an ideal fit for a team like Golden State, where championship aspirations are the only measure of success. However, acquiring Butler presents its own challenges, particularly regarding his willingness to commit long-term to the Warriors. The trade talks with Miami, and their potential collapse due to the Stars' hesitation to sign an extension, highlight a difficult reality for the Warriors: time is not always on their side. In the fast-paced environment of NBA trade rumors, players' commitment to a team can be just as valuable as their performance on the court. Should the Warriors move forward with Butler or another player, their ability to secure a long-term solution, rather than just a short-term fix, could be the difference between contention and mediocrity. Additionally, Paul George has emerged as a player the Warriors are once again considering in trade talks. George's blend of scoring, defense, and leadership could complement Golden State's existing roster, and his veteran presence could provide much-needed stability. His earlier struggles with the Philadelphia 76ers may work in the Warriors' favor if they can negotiate a deal that benefits both sides. The willingness to part with young players like Jonathan Kuminga, who is seen as a valuable trade chip due to his potential, demonstrates the Warriors' commitment to their goal of winning now. With Curry aging, the Warriors' front office is tasked with finding a balance between the present and the future. The trade deadline represents their opportunity to make that choice. A potential three-team trade scenario involving Butler, George, and other assets could reshape the Warriors' roster in a meaningful way. While the complexity of such a deal would make it challenging, the upside of securing a player of Butler's caliber or bolstering their defense and scoring through George would make it a worthwhile endeavor. The fact that the Warriors are willing to make such a deal shows just how serious they are about remaining title contenders. The Warriors' pursuit of a game-changing move also highlights their understanding that Steph Curry's prime years are finite. While the team has undoubtedly enjoyed immense success over the past decade, there is a palpable fear that if the team does not capitalize on Curry's continued excellence, they may miss their best chance to secure another championship. The pressure is mounting on Golden State to make the most of this unique window, knowing that the team cannot afford to waste Curry's golden years without assembling a roster capable of going all the way. For the Warriors, this means they must do everything in their power to improve the supporting cast around Curry and avoid the disappointment of a missed opportunity. As they weigh potential trades, players like Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, Moses Moody, and others could be on the block. Each of these players brings unique strengths to the table, but the Warriors' willingness to explore every option demonstrates their dedication to finding the perfect fit. The versatility of the Warriors' roster is one of its strengths, but the current roster also has areas that could be strengthened. For instance, the team has struggled with size and rebounding, particularly in matchups against teams like the Nuggets and the Mavericks. While Kevin Looney has been a reliable option in the center position, the Warriors could use another physical presence in the paint to complement their perimeter-oriented attack. As such, the front office must evaluate the trade market for center options who could fill that role and contribute on both ends of the floor. Additionally, acquiring younger stars like LaMelo Ball or Zion Williamson represents a long-term investment in the future. Ball's playmaking ability and court vision would mesh well with the Warriors' system, where ball movement and unselfish play are prioritized. Meanwhile, Williamson's power and athleticism could provide the team with an inside presence that complements the shooting of Curry and Klay Thompson. While both players would require significant trade capital, such as future draft picks and young talent, they could serve as cornerstones for the Warriors' future, even as Curry's reign begins to wane. The front office's willingness to explore this avenue shows that they are not just thinking about the next season, but about sustaining success beyond the current era. The Warriors' draft capital also plays a crucial role in their trade discussions. With multiple unprotected first-round picks in the coming years, they are well positioned to make a splash in trade talks. These assets could be the key to acquiring a star player or securing a deal that improves the team's chances of contending in the near future. The unprotected picks carry significant value, as they allow the Warriors to offer rebuilding teams the possibility of future assets without the constraints of protected picks. This flexibility gives the Warriors a competitive edge as they negotiate with other teams. As the trade deadline approaches, the Warriors are facing one of the most critical moments in their franchise's history.